Alright, how you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? We here today with Koyomimonogatari episode 6 reaction, and I did read all the comments from you lot in the last video, but I just read it again. Basically, I was told not to watch the last 2 episodes. So what we're gonna do, I think there are 12 episodes in total. Makes sense. That would make sense considering there's supposed to be a calendar, so it makes sense that this would be 12 episodes. So the last 2 episodes we won't be watching now, and instead we'll hop into the Kiza movies, and after the Kiza movies we'll then watch the last 2 episodes, and then we're gonna hop into Koyomimonogatari season 2. So that's how we're gonna do it. Anyway, regardless, episode 6. Let's get started. Yeah, we're back in the familiar setting, the original setting right here, right now. I know, so strange, right? So strange. Anyway, folks, we're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1. Volume 100. Alright, yo. How y'all doing, by the way? I know this is supposed to be Koyomimonogatari for a calendar 1 month, but I will still ask the same question every day, not a month. It's actually been a while since we saw the sisters, the Fire Sisters. Yeah, the first time ever this hasn't stayed in. Usually it's the right one that doesn't stay in. Actually, no, it's always the left one, not the right one. That's actually because I'm actually, I wouldn't say I wouldn't go as far as say I'm going deaf on my left ear, but I'm hearing worse and worse, and I know why already. That ear has been blocked for like 2 months now, which is always why you always see me like have headphones in one ear, not the other, because like usually. Yeah, what basically if one ear ever spoils, if one ear ever gets damaged to the point where I can't hear, hopefully not, obviously, but if that ever happens, I still have one ear left. Because there was, I'll get into this later on, but there was a period in my life where I couldn't hear at all from one alright, where I couldn't hear at all from one ear for like 6 months, and it had to do with me being lazy. Yeah, that's the worst part. It didn't have to do with like anything else, just with me being lazy. I'll get into that later on. Alright. That seemed like the same tree from Sengoku. What do you mean nobody realized? Well, okay. Alright, fam. Alright, fam. Huge as well. Look at him. Yeah. I like how he always emphasizes that. Well. Well. No wonder. I wonder what the parents are like. Because there's children like that. I wonder what the parents are like. Twin mounds. This is all nothing to do with trees, by the way. And that's where we start, and that's where they got to the tree. Alright, time to go help. Yeah, at that point there, you don't have a choice. Alright, fam. Alright, fam. A tree. But how would you not notice that there was a tree there? You're gonna knock the... Yeah, neither do I. That's not boxing. Pretty sure he doesn't. True. How do you not notice that? I don't. They're gonna give me some explanation, something at the end, like you know, this is not the punchline or whatever. But how do you not notice that? A tree takes like 4 or 5 years to just plant to be visible. That could be an option. I wouldn't say scary, more so intriguing. Ouch. Now I'm trying to think of a solution right now, but I can't think of anything. It's a prank, bro. Alright, fam, it's not that deep. I know I always say that, alright? I know people have always said, oh, you always say it's not that deep. It's not that deep, alright? It's a tree. Is it lack of attention? Is it... Actually, there's an old story that actually reminds me of something like that. Which I'll mention at the end. Alright. What's your plan here? Exactly. Which is? What? Alright, camera angle. But wait, was this important or significant? Yeah. That I can understand. That I can actually understand, alright? That is very true too. I was gonna say it's more like a sign that you see it every day on the way to work, but you never really, you just always walk past it. And like once you actually stop, you're like, wait, there's actually that there. And there it goes. And there it goes. Good. Yep. Almost everyone, but yeah. I like that. The grabbing. Alright. There you go. Used all its power to reveal itself. Yep, yep. Of course. But he wasn't scared in the first place. Yep. Ah, who cares? Everyone lies. Yeah, I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. That's something Sherlock Holmes would say. Alright, that was a neato story. Yeah, and now my story that I was going to say sounds so trivial. I was going to say two things, right? But first of all, let's talk about the episode itself. Tree! Next thing was tree. So we got tree. Good. Good. I was still assuming we were going to get fire eventually, right? Which would have made sense with the Fire Sisters, you know, but I'm assuming we're still going to get fire eventually, and the same as lightning or something, you know, along those lines. Good episode. I do know that feeling, especially something along the lines that Hanekawa said, which was obviously that, once you learn a new word, you see that word everywhere. Like one of those words that I learned a few years ago. It's actually quite a few years ago. Was magnanimous. I heard that word in like a TV show. And I was like, okay, what the heck does that mean? Looked it up. And then, like, the next day, I just saw it everywhere. Like, everywhere. You go around the corner, ha! Magnanimous. Magnanimous. They're just like, okay, fam. It's a word that nobody uses, but why is it everywhere right now? But, yeah. It's one of those things, basically. It's always like the example that I gave, which is when you're, like, walking to work or walking to school or walking to a place that you always walk to. And, like, you just keep going. You just keep heading that path, right? And, like, there's shops around, say there's, the coffee shop that you always like to go to and whatnot, and then there's like a shopping mall right next to it, but you're just always walking past, right? And then like one day, you're like, you know what, let me actually have a look around. And you actually look around and you see, oh wait, that's there, that's over here. I never noticed that shop was there. Why is there a camera shop there? Interesting. I've walked past this road for 500 times and, I've never noticed that. So yeah, I definitely do understand that part. I like that part quite a lot. Instead of just like somebody just coming in the middle of the night and just planting it, like, yeah, sneaky, let's plant a tree. Let's run. That would have been something, yeah. But yeah, to go back to like the two stories I was gonna say, right? The first story being this. I don't know whether it's a true story or not. I would assume it is probably, but it's like an old tale from like a children's book. Was it? I don't know. It might have been a children's book. Maybe not. Maybe it was something else. But like something that I read once. I don't know what it was. A children's book. It was like a different type of book. Again, it was a long time ago. It's like 5, maybe 6. So it's like something that's like 16, 17 years ago, right? But it's a story of like where this one. I think it's a farmer. Where the farmer always has like kids and whatnot. On his land and whatnot, and like because they don't have a place to play, and he lets them play on his land and whatnot, lets them play with the animals and so on and so forth. And then when he dies, like in his will, he basically says, "When I die, put an apple in my grave." And essentially, like the farmer dies, they put an apple in his grave based on what what was in his will, and the reason why he said that was so that so that out of his grave there would be an apple tree. A children's story, for people dying and whatnot. But basically, so there would be an apple tree for the children, so they would have something to eat essentially. That's kind of what that reminded me of. Like that's what at one point I was gonna say. Is there like a grave beneath that tree? A human body for soil or something. Again, a good thing I didn't say that because that would have been completely wrong anyway. But but yeah. And the second thing I was gonna say is, regarding me being blind on one ear, I don't know which ear it was. I would imagine it would be the left one, because the left one is the one where I usually have issues now. But when I was like 15, yeah, give or take 14 or 15, I just like one day, I remember what happened. Back then, I was extremely lazy, alright? I was extremely lazy. I still am extremely lazy, but back then, I was like, I wasn't that lazy. I was actually more active than I am now, so I'm even more lazy now. But back then, right, that's not the point of the story, right? The point of the story is, right, I remember I used to play like an MMORPG back in the day, right? And what I used to do is, when I would, because back then I didn't have a laptop, so I only had the computer itself. But when I would go to bed, because that was the weekend and whatnot, like I used to play the MMORPG, and what I did was I moved my my screen from my monitor screen from my desk to the floor, and I slept on the floor. I remember that, I remember that quite clear because I was like, fuck, I think I just might have ruined my ears or something. But like I moved my monitor from like my desk to the floor, and I slept on the floor. And then the next day when I woke up, I couldn't hear anything out that one ear. And I was like, shit, what just happened? Why can't I hear out of the ear? And I didn't say anything because usually when I like get sick, when I'm extremely ill, or when something is wrong with me, I don't tell anyone. And that's just the way I do it. I don't tell anyone because I don't like to worry. I don't like to make people worry about me. You know, I'm the kind of person, you know, I don't need you to worry about me. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna worry about you. that's pretty much me, right? But like basically, I didn't tell anyone, so I basically pretended that I could hear out my ear. And then like that went on for like 5 or 6 months. I was just like, damn it, why can't I hear? Why can't I hear? And then like I just read up. Then I read up on tinnitus and whatnot, and it's like, damn, I think that sounds like what I've got because I just keep hearing ringing, and it's actually right now the same case, but it's not that bad. Back then, it's like to the point where you know, if I had one ear closed, I couldn't hear anything said out that ear at all. And then I read like along the lines of like. Stuff like, you know, your ear might be dirty, and I was like, I thought back and I was like, damn, I slept on the floor. It's a carpet, right? It's a carpet floor. Maybe my ear is dirty. Maybe that's what the case is, right? So I tried with washing it out with water. That didn't work. I mean, obviously I washed my ears, but that didn't work at all. Never, you know. Then I bought like some earwax oil. I think it's like an oil that you just put in the ear. Put it in there, leave it in there, you know, and then try it the next day for like 3-4 days, and then it's supposed to be better. And it actually worked. It actually worked. Like then, you know, like 4 or 5 days after, like I could actually hear again out of that ear. I don't know. The story of that is right. I was like, I was deaf in one ear. Deaf, quote unquote deaf. Like not deaf, but I couldn't hear out one ear for like 5 to 6 months. It was quite a long period from like beginning of the year until like June, July. So it was quite a long period. So I value my ears quite a lot. Right? I value them quite a lot to the point where, you know, yeah, once something is gone, you really realize how important something is. It's really true. You know, once something is gone, you truly realize how important something is. And the point of the story is basically that I always like have one headphone in just in case that if one ear is, I don't want to say broken, but not really broken, but if one ear is damaged, at the minimum I still got one more ear to hear. You know, that's basically the story. I don't know why I just told that story, but that's it. Hey, hey, all right, we don't need a reason, all right? We don't need a reason, all right? Anyway, now you know a little bit about me. And right now, as I said before, my left ear as well, I'm not hearing all that great right now. It's been like that now for a week. I haven't got myself eardrops yet or anything along that sort. And I know why my ear is that bad. And I really should sort that out. It was a stupid thing, right? Honestly, it was a stupid thing. Basically, what happened is that I always have these headphones in. I like, you know, I didn't look at the headphones while I put them on, and they were dirty. So I put them on, and then like straight away I could like feel my ear just being blocked straight away. And since then, you know, I really should get myself something. I've just been so busy with everything this past week. I'll probably just like buy myself something tomorrow or whatever, and just get that fixed and whatnot sorted within a few days. But yeah, now you lot know a little bit about me. Hi. Hi. I will see you all, everyone, in the next one, everyone. Peace out and have a nice day. Bye.